The first time I realised that I wanted to be an engineer was when I was in school, in sixth form specifically. So originally I wanted to be a maths teacher, but then I realised that if I became an engineer, I could always go into maths teaching, but I couldn't become a maths teacher and then go into engineering as easily. But you know what, I never want to be a maths teacher. I'm loving engineering.
So I decided to become an engineer when I was a teenager, about 15 to 16 years old. I was at school in Rome and remembering walking around the city and seeing these amazing buildings and felt I would love to know how these work.
I've always been aware of the industry. My dad works in the industry, so it's something we've always talked about at home. So I think it was inevitable I was going to end up in it. It wasn't until then deciding GCSEs A-levels that I started to think about what career I actually wanted to go into. And it was the stereotypical, I enjoy maths and physics, I was good at them, that started to lean me towards engineering.
I have decided to take an engineering as a career after I have been introduced to a polymath course. After that, I have been encouraged by my tutors at that course to do civil engineering, and actually I love the fact that engineering can give you the right opportunity to leave your mark on the world, and your reward in the end will be something tangible to show for your efforts, and everyone will know it.
I've always had engineering around me for most of my life. My father was a civil engineer and I grew up in Aberdeen where the oil industry is dominant, so lots of my friends had mothers and fathers who were engineers as well. I don't think I ever set out with an expectation for what the engineering industry would be or what I would get out of the career. I always wanted a career where I'd be challenged, work on lots of different things, meet lots of different people and have a bit of fun as well, and it's certainly been that for me.
Engineering is a universal language. If you've got two engineers coming from different backgrounds and not speaking the same traditional sort of language, they just need the engineering language, because you've got all around the world the same formulas, the same forces and the same principles.
Probably the biggest misconception people have about my job is that I sit at a desk all day crunching numbers, and it's so much more than that. I work in a team, so it's communication the whole time. I'm going to meetings, we go on site, it's problem solving more than anything.
People say to me, why would you design drainage and roads? Isn't that quite boring? And I always say to them, no, it's actually really interesting. No two jobs are the same. You're never quite sure what you're going to have to contend with, and you are making a difference to people's lives, even if they don't realise it at the time, which I really like.
Engineering as a term has been really watered down, and they think that we're going to come out and fix their TVs, but the job that I work in specifically, we're involved in really important projects that could be pretty catastrophic if something was to go wrong. We design buildings, design roads, bridges. If something goes wrong, it's not just that your Wi-Fi's cut out or that you can't watch the TV.
Defining and rewarding moment of my job, I think, when you see a job that you've done that is finished, and it's an amazing feeling that you have. For example, the other week I was having lunch in a restaurant in a building that I designed entirely, and seeing the people interacting in the restaurant and feeling, wow, I've actually done this.
I've recently applied to become a STEM ambassador, so I'm not yet one. I think that would be brilliant to do, because it gives you the opportunity to promote engineering in schools. And you also live by example, I guess, and the fact that I'm a woman engineer and I'm passionate about what I do, I possibly can inspire other people to do the same.
Well, to all women out there who really wants to do civil engineering or engineering, but they are afraid of being a minority, I say just don't worry about it. Put yourself in the role as much as you can and you will make a difference. Just really believe in what you want to do, and if you think you are able to do it, just go ahead and do it. I'm sure you won't regret it.